Welcome. For today's gentle yoga practice, I'm going to invite you to join me in a standing and balancing sequence. So there won't be all of the normal flows of table, down dog, child's, chaturanga, up dog, all of those. Those are not in today's class. This class is it's the antidote for when you sit at your desk all day. So we're going to do things to make us feel like we're really loosening the joints, so some joint freeing things, as well as those standing and balancing postures. I do invite you to have a couple of blocks up at the top of your mat if you have those available. Otherwise, if you're near a wall or have a chair or something nearby, that might be helpful for a couple of the balancing postures that we'll do today, as well as your trusty blanket. I always have mine nearby. It's always nice to have. So if you have one, be sure to let that be nearby as well. All right, grab what you need for today's practice, and I'll meet you right here on the mat. All right, sweet friends, as we get started today, when we think about the word grounding, it can have a tendency to make us feel heavy. But nothing thrives, nothing grows, nothing stands taller without feeling some support underneath it. So that is how we are going to begin today. Let that be the basis and the benefit of everything that we do. So I'm going to invite you to go ahead and come to the top of your mat. And you can keep a soft gaze towards the floor here as we begin. Just kind of walk back and forth, move a weight from one foot to the other, just feeling each foot feel connected to the mat. Just getting a little side to side sway there, and do whatever feels comfortable with the arms. Let the shoulders just be nice and relaxed. And see if you can start to connect this side to side sway with some breath. And maybe start to involve the whole body. And sway the neck and the head. And keep the breath in and out through the nose. And notice where any tension may be. It'll always show up in the neck and the shoulders for us. And then slowly start to let yourself sway back into stillness in the center. Maybe let the eyes closed. Note the connection of each foot completely connected to the mat beneath you. And then as you come into that stillness, just let your feet press into the mat, ripple up through the spine. Shine those palms forward, find your mountain pose, and give yourself a deep inhale through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. Do that again, inhale deep. Letting everything go one more time, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Take a fresh breath, reach the arms and the gaze up over your head. And then exhale, start to bend those knees just a little bit. Let the hands come right on top of the kneecaps. Send those hips back. Let the feet come just a little bit closer together. Inside of the legs are going to touch. And just start to circle those knees, getting a little bit of synovial fluid going through those joints, through the ankles. The knees go both directions here. And if you've practiced with me before, you know that anytime you hear those little pops, that's just gas escaping from the joints, nothing to worry about. Grinding and any pain, that's a different story. So be gentle with yourself. Notice if you've put all of the weight into the soles of the feet, even out that weight. And give it one more round. And come into stillness. Let the shoulders just kind of hang heavy towards the floor. Chin is down towards the chest. Head's hanging heavy. Take an inhale. And then exhale. Give yourself a slow roll up. And let the shoulders roll back. Shoulder blades can come together. And then step the feet to a comfortable distance so that we have a natural way that we stand and hold the weight within our body. Come back to that place where you can feel the weight equally distributed on both feet. Ripple up through the spine. And then we're going to start doing some rainbows with the nose. So take an inhale, send the nose over to the right. Exhale it all the way through the sky, and then let it land over there looking over to the left. Inhale, chin down towards chest, nose goes over to the right. Nice and deep breath. Exhale through the air, over to the left. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, chin to chest. Nose over to the right. Exhale, breath goes through the air, or nose goes through the air rather, and then over to the left. Last one. Inhale down. Exhale, rise up. And then over to the left. Beautiful. Bring this nose back towards me, and we'll roll those shoulders up to the ears. Let the shoulder blades come together. Do that again. Inhale. Make sure your knees aren't locked here. A little softness there. And if you're feeling pressure in the low back, it's all about that. Well, I have an extra little, my mic pack's right there, but if you really feel like your booty's sticking back, then that can put extra pressure in the back. So just tuck the tailbone in just a little, but keep the softness in the knees. Let's do 3 more rounds just like this. Beautiful. Take an inhale, bring the arms out front, and then bring the shoulders in line with the upper body. So we have a tendency to really string those fingertips away from us. Just bring the shoulders back in line with the rest of the upper body. Tuck in that tailbone just a little bit. And we're going to start to move through here. So take an inhale, bend the knees, let the hands come down next to the hips. Exhale, reach up. Inhale, bend. Exhale, reach up. 2 more. Beautiful. Bring those arms out in front. Shoulders come back in line with the upper body. And we're going to skip. So go ahead and send this right arm back behind you. Take an inhale. Move the arms to the opposite side. Knees bend. This is going to get your heart rate up just a little bit. Nice and slow breath. And start to make your way back into stillness. So a little less, and then a little less, and then a little less, and then a little less. Coming back into stillness. All right, so you've got those feet at a place that feels comfortable in your body, and we're going to start doing some Tai Chi twists. Coat hanger arms, whatever you want to call it. Just swaying side to side. Heels lift as you turn the body in the opposite direction. Make this as big or as small as feels right in your body for today. And slowly start to let that come back into stillness. A little less, a little less, a little less. And as you come into stillness, go ahead and let those eyes close. Find the connection with the feet to the mat. Ripple up through the spine, find your mountain. In through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. Beautiful. Inhale, arms and gaze rise. And then exhale, bring those palms down in front of your heart, bow chin to chest. Give yourself a breath. Beautiful. All right, take an inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, big circle out to the side. Let those hands come down to your hips. And then step your foot, not one foot, both feet out 1 foot length wider. So that should about bring the outside edges of your feet even with the widest part of your hips. We're all different in that too. Tuck the tailbone in just a little bit. Ripple up through the spine. We're going to start to do hula hoops, but we want to keep the length in the spine. Notice if that awareness of the spine makes you want to clench your teeth. Take the top of your tongue, put it against the roof of your mouth. And keep the breath through the nose. Sink the hips back just a little bit further next round, feeling into the back of the legs. Yeah. Bring it forward. Do that 2 more times this way. And when you get to the end of that exhale, inhale forward. Exhale back. So we just switch directions and keep those hip circles nice and big. Exhale as you hinge forward at the hips as part of these circles. And let's give it 3 more. I lost count, so 1 more. And then we'll start to bring ourselves back into that slow stillness. So a little less, and a little less. Beautiful. All right, let's go back into the coat hanger arms and just shake out anything that showed up in the shoulders and the thoracic spine. This is a great class to do on your lunch break too, if you've been standing or sitting. So I'm going to try to keep the time where you can use this in a way that's really beneficial to you if you're feeling stagnant and you're feeling heavy. All right, let's move back into that stillness. So a little less. All right, find the connection with the feet to the mat, and then you're going to bring your hands to your hips. Ripple up through the spine, chin parallel with shoulders. Tuck the tailbone in just a little bit. We're going to do the duck walk. So you might need to bring your feet just a little bit closer together. More with the ankles right in line with the bony part of your hips. All right, so you're just going to inhale, lift the right leg up all the way. It's on the left foot. Lift, lift, lift. And then lower it down over to the other side. So we're already moving into some balance as we do this duck walk. This is great when your hips feel tight. There's a tendency to want to go fast. See if you can keep it nice and controlled. And slowing it down gives you more opportunity to explore how far up you really want to go with that hip. Let's give it just a couple more rounds on either side. And after you complete your last side, come back into a moment of stillness. Hands can come down next to the hips. Give yourself an inhale through the nose, side out through the mouth. Beautiful. Take an inhale, reach those arms up over your head. And then exhale, bend the knees a lot. Go ahead and find a forward fold. If it's more comfortable to have your hands on the blocks, do that. The upper body hangs heavy, but if you need it until we warm up the low back body just a little bit, let yourself use those blocks. Give yourself space. Head hangs heavy towards the earth. And just breathe into the back body. And use those exhales and bend in the knees to inform what you need to keep that low back safe. And give it 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Come into stillness. Take an inhale. Bend those knees a lot. Exhale. Let's roll all the way back up. Right into that mountain. Shine those palms forward. Shoulder blades kiss. Give yourself a breath. Beautiful. Take an inhale, arms and gaze rise. And then exhale, bring those palms down in front of the heart. Go ahead and find a soft focal point in front of you. And we're going to start moving more into that world of balance. So find the connection with your left foot to the mat. Take an inhale and move that body weight over to the left. Really start to lift through the sole of the foot, ripple through the spine. You're starting to get light on those right toes. See if you can bring that right hip up just like when it was in the duck walk and start to swing that leg forward and back. Slow movements. So these swings could be as big or as small as feels good in your body. And start to slow it down. Come back into stillness. Lower that right foot. Center the body and the breath. One nice big cleansing inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Take an inhale. Move body weight over to the right. Ripple up through that spine, light on those left toes. And when you feel that the whole right foot is connected to the mat, we'll lift these left toes and find that swing forward and back. Stay with the breath. Give it 2 more. And slowly start to find your stillness. Let the foot drop. Let the hands drop. Chin bowed down towards chest. Give yourself a breath. Beautiful. Take an inhale. Rise up with the arms and the gaze. And then exhale, bend those knees, forward fold. Hands can come back to the block, or maybe you're feeling a little bit more down towards putting the hands on the mat. Either way, doesn't matter. And start to rock back and forth on the feet, feeling into the back body as you move into that exhale. And give it 1 more breath. Moving into your stillness, take an inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, roll up. We're rolling right back into that mountain, centering equal weight on both feet. Ripple up, find that mountain, 1 breath. Bring those feet in where the heels are directly under the boniest part of your hip, so not to the outside of the hip. Hands are down next to the sides of the thighs. We're going to take an inhale, rise up. You're going to press the balls of the feet into the mat as the heels rise down, or heels rise up rather. And then see if you can settle those shoulders. Tuck the tailbone in, and notice here how much keeping that tailbone in really helps you to stay more steady. And give it 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale, let the feet come to the mat, bend the knees, forward fold. And give yourself a little side to side sway here. So let the upper body just kind of swing around the low body. Head hangs heavy. Gaze is towards the knees if the eyes are open. And either with a block outside of the left foot or just fingertips over to the left, take an inhale and then exhale, twist over to the left, hold it. See what's there. Keep a bend in the knees to protect that low back, opening into that low right side body. Inhale. Exhale, moving over to the right. Bring the block if you need it, or fingertips down on the floor. Just getting that stretch to that left hip, right down there by the belly button on the outside. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Take a fresh breath. And then exhale, slow rise. Coming up into your mountain. Reach through the crown of the head. Give yourself a breath. Center in. Feel the feet grounded into the mat. Take an inhale. Send the arms up over the head. And then use the exhale to settle the shoulders. Let the palms come together. Fresh breath. And then exhale, reach those prayer hands over to the right. Deepen that stretch to the side of the left side of the body. Tuck the tailbone in, releasing any tension in the low back. Inhale. Exhale back to center. Settle the shoulders. Fresh breath. Tuck tailbone in over to the left. Notice tension in the jaw, tension in the shoulders. Inhale back up. Exhale, bring those palms down in front of the heart. Go ahead and feel into the feet. All right. Take an inhale. Move that body weight over to the left. Light on those right toes, and you're going to send this right leg out in front of you. Get that right foot where it's flexed. So this is where it's going to be important to lift that hip just like we did in duck walk, and see if you can swing the leg in and out. If you feel more stable keeping the hands on the hips, do. Keep that soft gaze. Slowly come back into stillness. Reach that right hip all the way up and then set that right foot down. Center the body, center the breath. Hands back to the heart, bow chin to chest. Inhale. Beautiful. Taking an inhale, lifting the gaze. Hands are at the heart. We'll move that awareness over to the right. Really pressing that right foot into the mat. I'm going to move this block out of the way. Light on those left toes. Make sure the whole right foot is connected, and then we'll flex this left foot, send that left hip forward. Lift it up with that duck walk-like shape, and then start to swing in and out. Two more. Slow it down. Bring it back. Center in the middle. Take an inhale. And exhale, let it go. Beautiful. All right, take an inhale, reach up, arms and gaze towards the sky. And exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Hands to the blocks or to the floor, whatever serves. And give it one more breath. Beautiful. Go ahead and bring your blocks to the tallest setting. You're going to put them in line with where your hands would be. And then bend the knees a lot. Take an inhale. Exhale, slow roll up. Inhale, arms and gaze up over the head. And then exhale, bring those palms in front of the heart. Keep linked through the spine. Find your soft gaze. We're going to move into Warrior 3 as a balance pose here now. So hopefully we've stretched enough through the hips and through the hamstrings so that this doesn't feel as we can focus more on the balancing aspect than we can on the stretching. All right, ripple up through the spine. Take an inhale. Move that awareness over to the left side. We're going to lift this right knee up towards the belly button. That's going to tuck in the pelvis, engage us through the center of the body, and then start to lean forward and back, simultaneously extending that right leg long behind you and trying to keep that right foot flexed. Now, hands can stay right here at the heart, or you can bring them down to the blocks. Last breath. Inhale, tilt back forward. Bring that right knee up towards the navel and then step that right foot down. Center the body, center the breath. Check in with yourself. Inhales in and out through the nose. Beautiful. All right, keep those hands right where they are. Gaze back forward. And what I should have told you before we did that first side, so you can pause this if you want to go back and do the first side again or rewind just a little bit. You could have put your hands on the wall and tilted forward where your hands touch the wall. You could have touched the back of a couch or had a chair in front of you, whatever you need to feel most supported. All right, so we're bringing those hands to the heart, rippling up through the spine. Take an inhale. And then exhale over to the right, letting that weight really ripple up, strength ripple up through the whole body, tucking in the tailbone, finding that strength right there in the core, and then lifting this left knee. And when you feel ready, with the crown still reaching away, tilt forward and back. Left foot stays flexed. Reach the crown of the head away, finding space in the back of the neck. Let's come out with control. Left knee up to center, coming back all the way. Let it go. Beautiful. Let the hands come down next to the hips. Give yourself that Tai Chi twist. So we've asked a lot of the feet and the ankles. We're going to do one more thing to try to stretch through the tops of the feet. Beautiful. So you may want to put your hand on the wall, or you can just bring hands to hips. Take an inhale. Bring body weight over to the left. Really ripple through the spine. And then you're just going to bring the top of that right foot to the mat. And then press down. That'll stretch to the top of the right foot. This is great anytime you're feeling just tension there and you want to feel a little bit of a release. Go ahead and bring that right foot down to the mat, and then we'll just go ahead and move all the way over to that right foot. Ripple up, lift that hip just like that duck walk, step that left foot back, find the toes on the mat, and then just let some body weight go onto there, stretching through the top of that left foot. It's one of those, it hurts just a little bit, but it feels good at the same time. Give it one more breath. All right, come back. We're going to be here right at the top of the mat. Take a fresh inhale, reach the arms and the gaze up. And then exhale, bring those palms down in front of your heart. Bow chin to chest. Just notice how stable and supported you feel. We'll give it one more. Relax the kneecaps. Beautiful. All right, we're going to move down onto our back. So take a fresh breath, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. And go ahead and let this right knee come down to the mat. And then the left knee. Swing those feet over to one side so that you can come down to your booty. Move my mic pack out of the way. I'm going to grab one of my two blocks. And what we're going to do is we're going to extend the legs long. Have that block nearby. Actually, go ahead and take that block and put it right behind where your head may land on it, because you may want it there. All right, so you're going to keep the legs flexed, and you're going to keep the arms out in front of you, and you're going to bring the elbows in line with the upper body. So we're going to start to roll down the spine, and then let these elbows come to where you feel like you've got the elbows right under the shoulders. All right? And then go ahead and take an inhale. Press your elbows into the mat. Ripple up through the spine, but also lift the heart towards the sky. And then let the neck open. So the chin starts to lift up towards the ceiling or the sky. This is a modified version of fish. If you're really feeling it, you could put the crown of your head on that block. See if you can keep those feet flexed. And give it one more breath. Beautiful. So the easiest thing to do here is engage through the neck. Let the chin come down towards the chest, and then start to scoot those arms all the way down your body, or you're going to need one of them to move that block. Let yourself completely come down to the mat. And keep the left toes up towards the sky, but let the right toes fall out to the right. And then slowly drag this right heel up the inside of the left leg. And let this right knee open to the right. Now, if the right knee doesn't make it all the way to the floor, that's another great place to put a block, is right under the outside of the leg so it can still feel supported. Because we are done with anything strenuous. We are restoring. We are opening the hips. We are taking up space, and we are fully supported. So just let that knee stay open to the right. Allow that breath to move in and out of your body. Moving through your nose. Give it one more breath. Beautiful. All right, you can move the block out of the way if it's under the knee. You can use the outside of your right hand to press, or the inside of your right hand rather, to press that right knee up towards the sky. And then notice if your back is lifted off the mat. Go ahead and press that tailbone into the floor. Make space. Start to engage through the upper body, and you're going to lift this right leg all the way up towards the sky. Point and flex the foot, circle the ankle, give it a little love. Notice if you're clenching your teeth. Rotate the ankle where the sole of the foot comes in and then goes out. Back, forward. Beautiful. Bend that right knee. Let that right leg go all the way down the mat. Relax. Right toes up towards the sky. Left toes fall out to the left. And then drag this left heel inside of the right leg, all the way up where the left knee can release. Use that block there if you need it. Just let the hip open. And big deep breaths in and out through the nose. And give it 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Go ahead and move that block out of the way. If it's under that left knee, use the palm to help lift that left knee up towards the sky, just keeping it nice and gentle. And then press the tailbone back so that you can make contact with the low back into the mat. That's going to engage through the core. Inhale this left leg up towards the sky. Point and flex the foot, circle the ankle. Turn the sole of the foot in and then out. Last breath. Take an inhale. And exhale slowly. Let that left leg go all the way down to the mat. Let the toes fall out. Relax through the legs. Turn the palms up towards the sky. Take up space with the shoulder blades. Big deep inhale through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. Rest. Start to give yourself some small movements with the fingers and the toes. Circle wrists and ankles. Reach your arms up over your head. Give yourself a full body stretch. Reach the fingertips and point the toes. And allow yourself to roll on to your favorite side for just another moment. Bringing the knees up near your belly. Continuing to feel completely supported and grounded into the mat beneath you. Before you rise back into a comfortable seat, I invite you just to give yourself a quick body scan, noticing the peace, the calm, the relaxation that are available to you right here. And then when you're ready, I'll meet you in that comfortable seat. Hands together in prayer, chin bowed down towards chest. Our quote for today is from Anadia Judith. She writes, grounding is not dull and lifeless, but dynamic and vibrant. Generally, it is our tension that makes us lethargic, and tension results from alienation with various parts of ourselves. As these parts are integrated, we experience increased vitality. May you feel stronger, more available to thrive, and to feel nurtured and cared for in your body after practicing with me today. May you know kindness, and may you be kind. Gratitude. Namaste.